Welcome to Picture Yourself in the White House, a part of a video series we're calling Super Summer Videos. Today we are in the Oval Office, an exact replica of the Oval Office President Clinton used in the 1990s when he was President of the United States of America. This video series is brought to you by me, Nate Thomas, the Education Programs Manager for the Clinton Foundation, my colleague in the classroom, Kathleen Pate, the Education Specialist for the National Archives, and my associate, Cassie Exum, who will be giving us an awesome craft activity later in today's video. So as you guys can see, we're in the Oval Office here in Little Rock, Arkansas, a replica of course, and this is modeled after the Oval Office in Washington, D.C., which was actually built way back in 1909. There's a lot of objects in here. A few are my favorites, a few are Kathleen's favorites. So to really get a closer look at some of these artifacts, let's go visit Kathleen Pate in the classroom to learn some more.
Thanks, Nate. The Oval Office is truly a special place. It's the president's working office. It's where he welcomes visitors to the White House, including foreign heads of state, where he signs bills into law, addresses the nation, television, radio. So the president surrounds himself with symbols of our great nation. I like to imagine President Clinton sitting behind the Resolute desk and looking out up over the fireplace at George Washington, our very first president. This portrait is by Rembrandt Peale, son of Charles Willson Peale, both of whom created portraits of George Washington. The president gets to choose which portrait he chooses to hang over the mantle, but most presidents do choose to have George Washington there. Personally, my two favorite pieces are on either side of the Resolute desk, so to the left and to the right, behind the president. They're bookends to very important periods in our nation's history. So on the left, we have a portrait, a painting created by Childe Hassam. It is Avenue in the Rain. So you see these American flags flying over Fifth Avenue in the rain, and it's the moment, it's the end of the First World War, the Great War. And then the other half of the bookends is a painting by Norman Rockwell. It's a Statue of Liberty, but it's a different vantage point. It's not the full Statue of Liberty. We just see a bit of her head, her crown, her sleeve, her arm, and on the torch we see a crew working to repair the torch. The interesting story is that this didn't actually happen. This is after World War II. There was no work being done on the Statue of Liberty, but Rockwell used it to symbolize our nation getting back to work, and he shows a diverse group of individuals, and yes, in true Rockwell fashion, he has snuck himself into the painting as well. But you can't leave the Oval Office without looking up to the ceiling. And you see the presidential seal. You see it many places in the Oval Office, in the White House, but the beauty of it on the ceiling, the eagle there with the ribbon, E pluribus unum, reminds me that our nation came together out of British colonies that became states, but came together out of many, one nation working together. So Nate's going to tell us a little bit more about another version of the presidential seal that is also in the Oval Office. So back to you, Nate.
Thanks, KP, for showing us some of your favorite objects in your classroom today. We're now back in the replica of the Oval Office, and I wanted to show you guys one of my favorite parts of the Oval Office. It actually shows up multiple times here in the Oval Office. Here to my right, we have what we call the presidential seal. This has a lot of components to it, and we can see many with our own eyes. There is an eagle, there is an olive branch, there are arrows and stars, but if you look closer, there's intention and there's purpose and there's a reason all of these exist together. So I want everybody to take a look at the shield in front of the eagle. Do you see the red and white stripes on that shield? How many stripes do you see on that shield? Both the red and the white ones. There's actually 13. Good job. And look at the stars that are close to the eagle. The stars behind its neck and right above its head. How many of those do you see? You're right, 13. Again, there is a pattern and there's a reason. So our country was founded with 13 original colonies. But the best way to show you guys the last attribute, or the last piece of the seal, is here on the flag. So you'll see here what I was talking about, the seal with the red and white stripes, the stars around the eagle's head, and then how many stars do you think are surrounding the entire seal? All those stars making that big circle? There's 50, representing the 50 states in our country. So like I said, this seal is important, and you see it most places that the president is speaking, and you'll normally see not only the presidential seal, but the flag of the USA. So now we're going to go meet with my associate Cassie, who has an amazing craft for us today. We're going to be showing you guys how to make your own seal. Let's go to Cassie and explore.
Thanks, Nate. Today's craft activity is actually one of my favorites. We're going to be making your own personal presidential seal. So you just learned all about the seal and the symbols. And so right here we have a copy of it. And I'm going to show you what I would put on my seal today. So you can color the current seal here with the national colors that represent the United States. And I'm currently coloring my own seal here. And instead of using an animal to represent me, I'm using a flower. And I'm currently drawing a rose because I think the thorns on a rose represent defense, like the arrows represent defense on our current seal. And I'm going to use the bloom or the bud of the flower to represent peace, the same way the olive branch represents peace on our seal. And you can see that we have 50 stars here to represent the 50 states that make up the United States. And my dogs are my family, so I'm going to put paw prints here. And lastly, you can see here there's a Latin phrase. And it says, out of many, one. And so what I want to write on my seal is equality, peace, and justice. And that's my seal that I think represents me. Thank you for coloring with me today. I would love to see your presidential seal and what represents you. Tag us at the Clinton Center on social media, and I'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, Cassie, for showing us all how to make our own personal seal. I'm going to make one this weekend. Well, that brings us to the end of our video here today, and I want to thank you for joining us for Picture Yourself in the White House, a part of our Super Summer video series. Join us next week when we explore how the president celebrates our great country with our national holidays. See you then. Bye.